Okay.
Good. All right, we're gonna call this meeting in order. If everybody will please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
approval of minutes.
All right, I have the December 30th special meeting minutes, the January 6th reorg meeting minutes, and the January 15th town board minutes, and the January town clerk's report.
Can I get a motion on them?
So moved.
Second.
I'll say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills?
I have general bill 22196 and 22197, 22203 through 22239, highway 2240 through 2259, and 22198 and 22199, and water bill 369 and 370.
Can I get a motion on the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, second.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is Warren here yet? We can't do the public comment or the public hearing yet. It's not 7:05. Warren's not here. I'm gonna hold off on public comment for a minute. Until we get through the public hearing, so we're gonna jump into the highway departments. Did everybody receive the highway department
Yes.
report?
We're also waiting for Warren to talk us through the bond for the truck too. For the highway department.
Highway department, storm cleanups and snow management. We received tomorrow, the truck should be going to Schwack's to get the body put on it.
This Warren.
Everybody received the building inspector's report. CO searches this month 4, site inspections this month 10, property maintenance this month 2, total permits to date 7. Questions? Let's jump into the water engineering report.
Monthly report was submitted to the Department of Health. The average daily flow remains high, especially with the cold weather. There were 2 utility markouts performed this past month. Also received notification from the Dutchess County Department of Health and the EPA that the EPA has released new sampling requirements for PFOA, PFOS items. These are known as forever chemicals. So although the town has completed a full regimen according to New York State regulations, where we have had no detects of these within either of the 2 wells, and we actually received a waiver extending the frequency out to once every 3 years. The new EPA guidelines, which we have to comply with, say we now have to do and comply with their regulations, which means additional samples within a 6-month period. So we're trying to conform with both New York State as well as the EPA. So it's expensive, but luckily the EPA guidelines, unlike the state health department requirements, the state health department requirements indicated raw water samples from each one of the wells. We only need to do a combined entry sample that is actually combined as the 2 wells. So it's a little less expensive because we're only going to be doing 1 sample every 6 months. Again, if we go past the 2 cycles without any detects, we can then request for an extension or a waiver that would again push us to 1 step. Okay. Water leaks. So 3 water leaks associated with frozen pipes within not abandoned but unoccupied buildings. those have been dealt with, those have been turned off. And we have notified the property owners that any water that goes through that meter, that they are responsible for the leaks. So that will be sent out during the next billing cycle in April. I also participated in a 2-hour online continuing ed course that was offered by American Waterworks Association. I am required to have 15 continuing education hours a week. One item that I did not have on my report, just because I received an email late this afternoon. Dutchess County Department of Health has approved the 2025 annual water quality report that was submitted. So now we'll be able to distribute that to all of the customers and place it onto our website, and that'll be done in the April timeframe when the first quarter billing goes out. So we'll provide that too. That's all I have for water.
Thank you, Ray. Warren, are you?
I'm ready.
All right, I just want to announce too, we are experimenting with a new 360-degree camera to see what it does, see how it performs. It's not live streaming now, we're still live streaming off the current system. We're just experimenting here. Thank you, Stan, for providing us with this equipment. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Make that motion.
Okay, a second. All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. You want to touch base now, Warren?
Yeah, we're all set. This is the 421 feet. Local law. We finally got it correct. When we enacted it, the last time, there was some errors made. So we're revoking the old local law that we passed as part of this local law. And now we are doing the correct exemption for creation of the accessory dwelling units pursuant to section 421P of the New York State Real Property Tax Law. And there is a scale in the local law that was worked on by the town board and our assessor, where the assessments are reduced over a 10-year period. And this will allow for certain exemptions for new accessory dwelling units to be constructed. You have to make an application to the building inspector. So leave it open to the public if anybody has.
Floor is now open in regards to this.
Yeah, I thought everybody was here.
And it's posted on the website, the resolution, so.
Madeline gonna read this?
So you have now, and I prepared a resolution. Yeah, this correct, the board members. And you can close the public hearing.
Yep.
The type 2 action under secret doesn't require environmental review.
Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Want to vote now, you can, or if you want to vote later on.
Let's do it.
Sure. Supervisor Walsh.
Aye.
Councilman Roush.
Aye.
Councilwoman Fusco.
Aye.
Councilman Walsh.
Aye.
Councilwoman Bergstrom.
Aye.
Anything else, Warren?
I had prepared a shared service agreement for you, I reviewed a shared service agreement. For the county for highway services. It's a very normal, typical agreement that we every year. And it just means that we will be sharing under certain terms and conditions, some of our highway equipment, and staff, where the county needs it. And we've been doing it for many years, so I see no reason why we couldn't vote to adopt the resolution with the county. From our highway superintendent, based on the objection.
He's not.
It's not.
He sent it over to us.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion
I'll make that
to,
motion.
can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The other,
Do you want a roll call on that resolution?
yeah,
Supervisor Walsh.
Aye.
Councilwoman Bergshaw.
Aye.
Councilman Walsh.
Right.
Councilwoman Cisco.
Aye.
Councilman Walsh.
and, on the new truck purchase, do you know when that's coming in? You know,
They're actually picking it up tomorrow and sending it to the body manufacturer. Highway superintendent doesn't feel that we'll be seeing it until May.
we don't need the money until we can get the,
We haven't been able to get an exact time and date or anything
yeah, I don't
on
wanna-
that, so.
So I have all the information from the bank, I'll prepare the bonding documentation. And all the date that you want to close on, and I'll take care of those.
Okay.
There was a discussion about a tractor purchase, but I didn't get any information on that.
We don't have any more information on that.
So, I'm gonna raise this, but you sent me a taser agreement, to look at, for the police department. If we do adopt it, we're gonna need, it has to be amended. There are certain things that are not in the agreement, but the initial question is this something that the town board wants to do?
Is this what we just received?
Let me see,
This is-
actually, yeah,
Axon,
yeah.
we just.
I haven't, we just received it moments ago. I haven't even had a chance to look
Yeah,
at
it
it.
sent to me to look at it, so
Okay,
if you do want to adopt it, I'll have to revise it, so
Okay.
the initial determination is. It will be made by the board, if this is something you want to do, let me know, take care of it.
Can the police speak on behalf of?
Well, it'd be nice for them to explain what it's all about.
sorry, can't hear
Hold
you.
on 1 second.
Did you come up,
They're gonna discuss it in their report, in their department report.
give you resolution for, petty cash, to set up for the court clerks. There's actually not a specific provision in the New York State law for, court clerks, although there is for, tax collectors and things like that. But I researched the issue and, believe that we can do a petty cash, resolution for both court clerks. But, it's subject to the approval of both, town justices. So if you pass it, they'll have to approve it. I assume they'll have to. So if we want to just vote on that, that's fine with me.
Warren, we don't,
We had it last time.
no,
Right, no, that was-
not the court clerk. We had for the tax collector.
Yeah.
Warren, we did not receive that.
You want to put that off till next meeting then? What do you want?
Yeah, because we don't, none of us have it.
I did send it, but maybe you didn't get it.
Adeline doesn't even have it.
We sent it to the town clerk. On February 11th. Didn't get it.
No, I didn't see it. Was it with anything else?
No, just by that. So why don't I just give this to you now? And then you can take a look at it, and then if you want to pass it at the next meeting, we can do that. So.
I'll make copies.
Thank you.
And we do have some time at the end of the meeting. Is Sarah here
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
somewhere?
Somewhere.
it's back there.
Yeah, I think we wanted to discuss with you a tax certiorari case. So if we could take a few minutes after the meeting to go into executive session. And with Sarah. That's all I have.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything for Warren? Anything for Warren? No? Okay. All right. I'm gonna read a statement and then we're gonna open public comment up. This statement is being issued to address questions concerning my involvement with the flock safety camera system. Discussion between Flock and the Town of Pine Plains Police Department began in 2024 regarding the possibility of installing cameras within the Town of Pine Plains. On December 12th, 2024, I participated in a meet and greet with Flock representatives during the meeting. A presentation was provided outlining the system. It was discussed how Flock could serve the police department costs and maintenance. However, it was clearly stated that the Town of Pine Plains could not afford the cost of such system. I inquired about possible grant opportunities or other funding options. Flock then offered a 30-day free pilot demo program, initially proposed as a 9-camera system set up in consultation with the police department. It was determined that a 4-camera system would be more than sufficient. I agreed to move forward with a demonstration. On July 23rd, 2025, Flock emailed indicating they were waiting for the police department to determine a 4th location and asked whether they could proceed with 3 cameras. No response was given until a follow-up email was received on July 28th, 2025, at which time I responded, okay, still under the impression that we were in a demonstration phase only. This was my last communication between Flock until Flock representatives started marking out for camera installation. At no time was it ever stated to me that a contract had been executed or that the town was moving forward with a full implementation of the program. On February 5th, 2026, I received a phone call from Councilwoman Cisco stating the Flock representatives were marking areas near her property for a camera and pole installation. I contacted Flock and instructed them to halt all activities and stated I had no idea that markouts were being performed, nor did I know how this process even worked. The townspeople are not happy and are flipping the lid. As far as comments of older brother looking over the shoulder and the way nationally we are right now, I was referring to the federal government gaining access based upon feedback I was receiving in a short period of time, referring to comments of it's gonna get done. I was referring to if the county wanted to place cameras in the town of Pine Plains, it would get done, but the town is not. All activity was halted at this point. On February 6, 2026, I received a call from the highway superintendent advising me that he received a dig request from Flock. I instructed him to deny the request as the town was not proceeding. It was later brought to my attention that on February 25th, 2025, a contract had been signed without my knowledge or my secretary's knowledge. Any contract or agreement must be reviewed by the town attorney and approved by the town board before final execution. On February 9th, 2026, I received a copy of the contract from Flock, unaware that a contract was issued as I believed we were still discussing a demonstration. At no time am I denying communication with Flock. I was conducting my due diligence and gathering information about Flock camera system before bringing a matter to the town board for public discussion. As previously stated, the town of Pine Plains could not afford a project of this magnitude at this time. No funds have been exchanged between Flock and the town of Pine Plains, nor will any funds be exchanged. I apologize for any problems this has created. It was simply an exploring opportunity for the town to demo a small system at no cost to the town. I take full responsibility for the issue as everything stops at the supervisor's office. I'm not going to take any questions in regards to this issue tonight. However, public comment is open public comment. So the floor is open. If you could just come up here, stand near this camera. You want to look at that camera though? So stand over here, look at that camera. Just
For
state
purpose of live streaming the meeting.
your name and what your location, where you live.
Matthew LeBaron, I'm at 586 Hicks Hill Road. I have a few questions, but I'm hoping they just go on the record and I don't expect them to be answered here. First, I want to say thank you to all of you. Public service is something that gets often over scrutinized and underappreciated, and we really appreciate all the work that you guys are doing. While I appreciate the statement that you just gave us, a number of questions are still unanswered. And forgive me if there is no process or I'm not aware of the process for even putting a demonstration together. Was the town board voting on a demonstration? If not, under what authority was the demonstration being taken? Was the town attorney consulted about this demonstration? Were procurement policies and competitive bidding requirements followed? My concern is not about technology. My concern is about governance. If equipment was installed, marked, tested, or contracted without a formal public vote or proper procurement process, that raises serious questions about compliance with town law and fiduciary responsibilities. My request is simple. Any agreements, any communications made to the public about these agreements, all be given to us with good warning over multiple communication streams so that we understand what's going on with the town board and can come and give our opinions and ultimately our agreement. And that no surveillance system be pursued without recorded town board vote and hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Else.
Hello,
Hi.
not my first rodeo, so I know what it would. Curie Hannon, Hammertown Road. So I have a couple things to say, which I wrote down. Hold on one sec. Okay, first of all, I want to thank the town board for the new town newsletter. I love the format. It's great. It's exciting to hear what everyone's working on. I hope that you will start to email that out using an email service provider like Constant Contact or MailChimp to get it out to a wider group of people. But kudos, because it really looked great, and I thought the first launch of it was terrific.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Second, according to the Pine Plains Town Code, sorry, I'm saying right. According to the Pine Plains Town Code, there is an ethics law called Ethics Law of the Town of Pine Plains. Among its stated, I'm not going to read the whole thing, obviously, but among its stated purposes are to establish and maintain standards of uniform ethical conduct for town officers and employees, promote public confidence and trust in the town's officers and employees, provide ethical oversight of the processes and actions of the town, create a board of ethics for the town of Pine Plains to render advisory opinions, investigate complaints, and provide counsel on fair and effective administration of this ethics law. The ethics board is required to consist of 3 members appointed by the town board. My question is, does an ethics board currently exist? If not, why not? And in the light of the current situation, will the town board now comply with the town code and appoint 3 members to the ethics board? I, like Brian, don't expect to get any answers. Okay, contract review process. Brian addressed some of this in his statement. But in my professional career, I've signed hundreds of contracts, some for less than $80,000 and some for more than $800,000. I have never, not once, signed a contract without having it reviewed by an attorney. It in fact was required by the organizations that I worked for. My questions are, was the county attorney shown this contract before it was signed? If so, did the attorney advise that proper protocol was not being followed? Is there a policy requiring all contracts to be reviewed by counsel? If not, will one be implemented immediately? 4, the purpose of the cameras. This seems secondary to the breach of protocol at this point, but I'd like to understand, what was the purpose of the cameras? What was the information going to be used for, and who was it going to be shared with? Lastly, how does this town board plan on restoring the trust of this community after this egregious breach of honesty and trust with its constituents? Thank you.
Well, say one thing there, we do have an ethics board. It is in place and you can find them on the website.
Okay, I couldn't find them on the website, but it's
Sometimes not easy to navigate.
on the haystack in the website, so I'll take your.
I've seen it there myself, but I know who they are personally. In fact, one of the members is sitting right here. Are you still on it, Frank? Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Can you announce who they are, who the board? Yes,
Um,
Doug Hart, Hollis Bart, and Frank
And Frank Volz.
Volz.
Still active serving. I mean, there's not much to do because generally we don't have.
We keep our
Yeah. Typically.
Anyone else? Me?
Oh,
No.
Michael Cooper, 11 Victoria Crossing, resident for 32 years, member of the Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company for about a decade. I am not in support of any sort of surveillance system being used in our town, especially after learning in recent months about how such technology can be abused. I am grateful for the swift action of both the board and Supervisor Walsh for putting a stop to it once the full details were revealed. I have personally known Brian for 10 years since joining the fire company. In that time, I have not met a single resident more dedicated to serving this community. He is constantly trying to find ways to make our community safer and more resilient. Knowing Brian and how he communicates, I believe his words are being misinterpreted, and I would encourage anyone who has problems with what he has to say, examine what he has in fact done, which as of now includes canceling the supposed flock contract. I hope the town board and community can move past this and continue to maintain Pine Plains as a wonderful place to live.
thanks. Now,
Yeah. Right, so as you know, I'm not gonna stand up nature, I live in the Sylvan Hills Road. Here you are. Alex Beck Nature, Sylvan Hills Road. So a few things. First off, thank you so much for the newsletter. 2 months on our new board. It took care of what 4 years we've been waiting for. And I too, like Carrie, wish you would put an email.
It's in the process.
It's in the-
Fabulous. I think that's
In the
just,
process.
it's where we should be. It's where we were 4 years ago on a weekly basis. We'll take it on a monthly basis, whatever we can do.
And
It's
there will also
great.
be hard copies in some public places
It's
like the
fine.
library, storybook, so that people that don't either use email
Right.
or are on the computer can pick up a good old fashioned piece of
That's great.
paper.
That's great. I mean, we probably should have printed some for tonight because we have such great turnout, but.
who
whatever.
knew?
Who knew?
We're here every third Thursday of the month.
So I have a question, another question about the website. In the minutes, I would personally love to see the minutes written out, so there's a little space between a thought and a conversation or, something like that. So you could actually follow the agenda and then follow in the minutes with some space in between everything so you can see it more easily. And then you could also tick off things that are done or still need to be done. Just a nice little follow-up, but I do have a question on that. When you have, it says like police department report on file, where do you find those reports?
They're filed with me in my office.
Oh, so they never get printed or public knowledge?
Anybody can come and look at them at any time. They can email me and I can send them a PDF.
But you have to ask for those.
Yep. I can start to
specifically
put
for
them
that,
with the
yes.
minutes also, but.
I don't
since
know. I mean,
don't-
it seems to me like when we had, I know you all get a package that follows along with the agenda and everything's all filed with you. It'd be nice to have a little more information than just report on file. But
You could come to the meeting and listen to
sure,
the department
for
head,
sure,
because
absolutely.
Ray goes through his report, the police
Yeah.
goes through their report.
and usually
Vice
everyone
versa.
reads through their reports and
Yeah.
things like that. All right, good. I have a very difficult time finding things on my phone on the website. I find it's easier on the computer, on a laptop, but other than that, yeah, you have a lot. It's a huge job. It's a, we have a multi-million-dollar budget. It's a huge job. We do appreciate what you
Yeah,
do.
but we have new blood.
Yes, and that's exciting. Just one other quick little thing with the comment, Brian, about the blue in the area. I took great offense to that. This is not a red or a blue issue. This is a humanitarian issue. This is a human issue. We need to stop dividing everyone between this and that and really try to do what's best for the town. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Police department.
We have 14 hours before, 224 patrol, 20 training, youth detail. 21 school duty, 53.5 in admin. 18 investigations, 13.5 for vehicles. 15 for supervisor FPO, 5 of other. We had 20 calls of service. We had 1 fire and EMS. We had 5 property checks. We had 4 auto accidents, 19 traffic warnings, 37 UTTs issued, 3 parking warnings, and 7 arrests. We provided security for the DA court and the traffic court. We provided security for the basketball games at the high school. We provided traffic control for past Chief Herman Harris funeral. Now get to that. Is there any questions?
Would you like to speak to this and why you're interested in this and the technology you're currently using?
Stevie's going.
Oh, sorry, Steve.
If no one knows me, I'm Stephen Cameron. I'm the new sergeant at the town. I took over from Mike Beliveau. I just gave the town board and Mr. Raplansky a field trial agreement with Axon for the body cameras. So we would have like a 30-day trial period. And with the cameras, it's for the language thing. So instead of using our cell phones, like for somebody that speaks Spanish, this will translate in real time while recording the interaction. Also, and the thing is also a same thing. It's all under the same thing, the field trial agreement about a report writing system. So it would take everything from the body camera. When we dock it in, it'll write the report pretty much more accurate than we can. Axon has the ability to change things around so it, works with us, how we write our reports and all that stuff. So like I said, it's like a 30-day trial period, no money down, nothing like that. And like I said, I believe that they have 50-some languages on this already, or, all I gotta say is, like Russian. And from that point, it'll transfer, and then we can have a normal conversation like I'm jaw jacking to y'all right now. Oh, sorry, military terms, sometimes I use those. So the town board members have this. I also gave it to Mr. Raplansky that looked over it. Plus also our tech gurus from Northeast Computer got a copy of it, and they went through, they emailed me back with, I have the emails right here. I don't have it. So, any questions?
Yeah.
So you
Stevie-
used the word taser
Yeah,
earlier.
Well, Axon.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. It used to be Taser and then now it all became Axon.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's a company name.
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Like hot tub and jacuzzi type of
Yeah,
situation.
pretty much.
So we're not talking about tasers.
No, sorry.
Right.
Sorry, so
I was
Axon.
worried there for a second.
Yeah. So like I said, Axon is the overall company now. They used to be known as Taser, then they became Axon. So body cameras, car cameras, our tasers on our belts. So all that stuff is now under the umbrella of Axon Incorporated or company.
Would you like to, you have an audience like this, would you like to speak to your current system that you use on your phone and how often you use it? Is this a daily occurrence that you need something like that? Is that a weekly or in a high tense situation?
High Plains is becoming more of a melting pot. So we're running into incidents, even with people passing through, there's a language barrier. So they gotta pull out our phone. I'm not dogging on the phone, but I'm not a big technology person. I'm usually like throwing my phone or dropping it because it drives me nuts. So with that, you translate sometimes the phone mistakes some of the things. This is, I have also demos and videos and stuff like that, that our handler or we call them, our partner, with Axon or representative, sent me. But also I would like to have at least 2 board members maybe come down and they'll give us a whole demonstration on everything, the report program, plus the camera system. So then you're all in it, so then you know what's going on, how it works and stuff like that. So you can see it in real time. They'll answer all your questions and stuff, and then you can come back to the board, or I mean, back to everybody here and explain it or put it in your news article and stuff like that, or your,
Newsletter.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Is,
And
is,
so after, will they also supply you with information regarding after the trial? If
Yeah.
they
Yep,
think it's a good
payments.
product, they'll,
Yep.
we can understand what it would cost?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. He'll have that all
I was gonna
broken
ask
down.
that.
Yeah, so it's two different systems. So like, say that you didn't like the report writing system, you know, that would be cut off. And then like you said, that you like the, you know, the, translator option, then that would be in there. So.
Okay.
thank you.
Thank
I was
you
gonna ask
for
the same question.
Thanks for explaining.
thank you.
Does any of the information that you're collecting through the camera, whether it's the language recognition or the transcription, does that get shared outside of this department at all?
Nope. Everything with Axon has an audio trail that it, so when I sign in with my credentials, it posts everything I do. So if I click on a certain video, it shows that I was in it. You know, if I have to, like, say, there was a case with, juveniles, and we got to blur out their face. It'll tell, it'll have a, you know, marker on there. It says that I, you know, changed the video, blurring out juveniles' faces and stuff like that. So everything's tracked with it.
But it's kept within a firewall, like
Yep.
Axon
Yeah.
themselves
Yeah.
is not analyzing the fact that you're
Nope,
encountering more Spanish people
Nope.
or, okay, all right,
nope. All it is just a translator and,
got it, okay, thank you.
If you have an interaction that ends up in a court appearance, I assume the tapes could be evidence, right?
yes,
As appropriate.
yes. With anything.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
so they would, you know, we would get, the, information through the DA. They would submit a file that says that they want discovery, you know, so it would go to, the attorney for the defendant, and then the DA would also have it. So then it's all out there, and then they redo their magic.
Is that being available for sale?
No, Axon is a closed system. They don't sell anything.
I'm just curious, it's been a while since I've been pulled over, or arrested. Are you letting them know they're being recorded? That's something you have to say to them so that everybody understands that they're being recorded and
It's
they are stopped over?
now in New York State, it's across the board. Pretty
Okay.
much every department has body cameras. So, I mean, it's pretty big, as you know,
Yeah.
that it sits there, blinks green. It's constantly buffering now, so it's pretty much recording, but it's not recording.
Yeah.
It's just capturing things, and then soon as I activate it or our lights activate it, it turns red, and then it goes back 15 seconds. So then it captures that
Yeah,
15
and I
seconds.
think what everybody else was asking about, this is the same thing, that is also locally, but that's in writing, right? We have it in writing that they can't use any of the data, they can't use any of the faces, any of the information to do anything with aside from.
Yeah,
to
we can, ask them to send all that information if
Awesome.
you need be,
Yeah,
and we'll
be
put
great.
it in. I'll give it to the clerk, so she has it.
And our attorney would have to,
Yeah.
review the contract anyway, so. Sergeant, do you think it would make sense to have one or two community volunteers be part of that demonstration, to hear that demonstration? In addition to the,
Yeah.
in addition to the,
Sorry, like I said, military.
yes, civilians,
It's
in
actually
addition,
populous.
in addition to board members.
Yeah, if they want, or, you know.
I wanna go. So maybe if someone is interested, they can email you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't have any business cards on me.
well, you can email anybody on the town board then.
Yeah,
Yep.
If you're interested in witnessing this demonstration from this company.
it's pretty easy. It's SCamburn, CAMBURN at pineplains-ny.gov. Right, I got that right?
Yeah, you got that.
Like I said, I'm not a tech guru. I'm usually like down at the computer. So, any other questions? Okay, another thing, we did get another application I explained to him that it would have to go through the town board, but I explained the information. We can sponsor him to go to the academy, which we wouldn't pay anything. He would pay himself. It's just saving him a spot in the academy to go. So we wouldn't be on the hook for anything. That's his file.
And Stevie, I think that also pertains, we're not guaranteeing him a job when he
Yep.
completes too,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. So at that point, he can go to the academy, we just sponsor him, he pays himself, and then he can pretty much go to the sheriff's office, Red Hook, Rhinebeck, Millerton. So if you just wanna look over that. you
Maybe
know,
that's something that we could review in executive session.
Yeah, I told him that
Okay.
we would let him know by the following meeting, at the next meeting,
Perfect.
so.
Good.
Right? Any other questions, concerns?
Well, are they expensive
What,
cameras?
these?
Yeah.
I don't have the
They're
price.
required. They don't have a price point?
No.
They're required, they're required, they have to use them.
They're required.
Yeah, the state passed out, every agency is supposed to have them.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But you don't have for the inflation and that stuff. you don't
Yeah.
have-
No,
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's, anything extra is, a different, pricing.
But there's significant time saved by having the device do all the transcription for you,
Yes,
as opposed to you sitting there and writing it
Mhm.
yourself. So
Yes.
there's a man hour savings.
yeah, and then with like the translation, it's real time, so there's no,
I don't understand.
yeah, let me
Yeah.
yell at my
Yeah.
phone and then it like says, how's the hot tub or something like that.
I mean, we also live in a community that has places where it's hard to get cell phone reception or Wi-Fi, which would be another question about that.
Yeah.
That is how is that, what
What I was
is that
told
network
is
run
that
off of?
it constantly, no matter where you are, it
Yeah.
should translate for you. So like I said, in the demo, these are all good questions,
I'd
There
imagine they
were
work on
gurus
satellite.
on it,
Yeah.
like, I just watched a couple of videos. Like I
That's a
said,
good idea.
don't like technology. Anything else? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
I also got one more thing. Last year in the third quarter, I believe, I asked for dollar raises for 3 different officers. One officer didn't get that raise then, and I'm asking for that now, for $1 an hour raise.
I'll make a motion for that, if anybody else.
I'll second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody received the animal control report. 5.5 hours of admin, 3 hours of maintenance hours on the shelter. Training and meetings attended, 1. Do you have anything to touch on recreation? I spoke to him.
I met with him. I think we're okay for now.
I do know basketball is winding down
I
this
think
weekend.
the one, yeah, and
Yeah.
then baseball and soccer signups will be happening soon.
Yep.
Baseball,
There's a-
softball are live.
And then soccer, yeah.
CAC? Anybody hear from the CAC? Kevin, Murphy, do you have anything?
No. I'm still from, no, they haven't.
Nothing yet? Okay.
Yeah.
Beautification?
There was some information, the co-chairs are not here tonight. There was information in the newsletter. There's still work being done for the back of the signs, the Welcome to Pine Plain signs that say, come again, or something like that. And, the latest suggestion on that was from our town historian asking that we put that the, established in 1823, which was a great suggestion. So the gentleman working on that is still in design, so that can happen. The beautification committee is also working on getting daffodil bulbs donated so that they can be distributed to businesses and residents in the center of town, so that the fall, in the fall of 26, so that in the spring of 27, we'll be blooming daffodils. The beautification committee is also pretty involved, but not completely responsible for Community Day. So I can give you a little update on Community Day. I spoke with our recreation director, Brian Coons, about designating an individual that can help us coordinate the recreation activities that will happen on Community Day, mainly geared towards the children, and he agreed that he will work on that. He also agreed to a level of funding for some of the children's activities to be determined. So that's great news. We have the Ad Hoc Community Day Committee is very excited about providing a bounce house, a corn maze, the library's doing a scavenger hunt. BB the Clown is going to be there. The firehouse is going to provide a breakfast. So it should be a pretty great event. We have a rather robust committee, but would really welcome some more members. So please email me if you're interested in participating in Community Day. It's going to target all the businesses, all the restaurants, and hopefully bring every aspect of our community together.
It's June 13th.
It is June 13th, which is a Saturday. Save that date.
We're gonna move into old business. Janine, you want to touch on the climate smart?
So Climate Smart Community Grant, we were awarded the grant. We have not received the contract yet. So once we receive the contract, we'll have to review that with our attorney and sign off on it and then get to work. It's been mentioned before, but a community-wide greenhouse gas inventory will be funded, and developing a robust web-based natural resource inventory, NRI, also will be funded, and there will be targeted updates to the town comprehensive plan regarding sustainability elements, but we're just waiting for that contract.
So New York State DOT TAP grant, which Janine and I have been working on. We're looking to replace some of the current sidewalks in town. Mainly, we had to bring our scope of work down a little bit further. So we're gonna address the center of town, a majority of it. And that will also consist of new lighting, up Church Street to match the current lighting that's on a little bit on North Main Street and a little bit on South Main Street. That grant is due March 12th, so we'll need to, hold a public forum March 3rd at 7 PM here to discuss that, with the public. You want to touch a little bit more in regards to?
So, we originally had a very large scope, a real pie in the sky kind of scope. And once we interfaced with DOT and Ray helped us a lot, we realized that it was an enormous project and a very expensive project. So it was recommended that we not just pare it down, but maybe phase it. So we would do this project in phases that would be affordable. When we got the grant, we have to come up with the grant requires a 20% match from the town. So as Brian said, we're looking at the first phase being the very center of town and addressing the sidewalk issues and some of the drainage issues that exist. If you're familiar, like with the pharmacy corner and then towards Spud Shack and Tower, there are some serious drainage problems there. So that would be addressed, and then sort of radiating out from the center of town. But the purpose of the public forum is to gather you and your friends and your family and your neighbors to see if you support those ideas and that part of the project. So I'm hoping that people will be interested enough in coming to the public forum. We need to demonstrate, as part of the grant, we need to demonstrate that the community is in support of this and that we have a majority buy-in. So please come.
So,
7 PM.
Is that a multi-year grant?
Yes,
Well, it's gonna take us several years.
I
You have
know
up to-
Some grants can roll over once you've applied, if you succeed and utilize the funds.
I don't believe it is. That's
Then
why
you
it's a
could apply
phased
for
grant.
another phase,
Yes,
But it would be
phase.
a new grant.
I knew.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
project specific.
Okay, thank you.
Could you repeat the date, please?
It would be March 3rd here at 7 PM.
And so as you're walking around town, because the temperature is a little bit warmer now and we can do that, please pay attention to where you think that sidewalks and, oh, we forgot to mention important cross.
Yes.
Yeah, so that we can talk about that, you know, where are the sidewalks and the drainage really needed, where are the crosswalks needed? So we need people that are, you know, walking those spaces all the time to weigh in and help us make those decisions.
and
So
un-
please come.
And unfortunately, as far as the crosswalks and everything, we are gonna have to have the signs that light up. What's the correct terminology for them, Ray? They're,
The correct, one moment.
we don't have an option in regards to these.
So they're
DOT.
called the rapid flash beacons or RRFBs.
They have it in
And
Rhinebeck.
yeah, and
Yes.
they are required because again, it's part of the uniform traffic
Mm.
code with New York State Departments, New York State Department of Transportation. Because the TAP grant is not only state funded, but also federal highway administration funded. So we need to meet all of their regulations. And those beacons are required at those mid-street crosswalks.
You know, some of the really critical ones we've been talking about for a long time are the ones across, to help people cross at the library. Yeah,
Years.
probably, right? And, yeah, and certainly, you know, the crosswalk in town and it's, so if you come to this meeting on the 3rd, you know, we can talk about those specifics and hear from you. You know, if you're in agreement with what we have identified so far, or if you have new ideas. Thank you.
ADU update, Janine?
What do I have? Oh.
ADU update.
There is an ADU update. Hudson River Housing has a new flyer. I have it in here somewhere. Here it is. So our round with the ADU update, ADU program was going to end the end of this month, but now I'm happy to say that the January 5th, 2026 through February 27, 2027, you still may apply for the ADU +1 program. I have a number of these flyers. You can learn more about it. You can call me. I can talk to you about it. I know quite a bit about it. But you can reach out directly to Hudson River Housing to do your application and so on. So I
Janine,
will put some of the, I will leave some of these here. I'll also put some on the town bulletin board in the kiosk in the park.
do we know, has anybody applied and been awarded?
So the last indication I got from Hudson River Housing was that we had 4 applicants that were moving forward. I asked, and other towns, there are several towns involved.
Can you say what ADU stands for?
Oh, accessory
Accessory.
dwelling unit, thank you. So, so many acronyms. So, we were told that we had 4 applicants from Pine Plains that were moving forward. And I said, and other people said, well, can you tell us who they are so we can offer our assistance? But because of confidentiality, they couldn't reveal the specific names. So then we requested from Hudson River Housing, well, could you get consent from those folks that are moving forward with this application to share their names with the, you know, the municipalities? Because some of the municipalities, like this one, I would like to help people if they need help with this application process. So that's all I know so far. 4 people are moving forward, 4 applications are moving forward. Don't know who they are. If you're one of them and you need help and you're frustrated with some aspect of this process, please reach out to me. I would love to help.
Is the fact that the deadline has pushed out a year going to impact the people who have applied?
I don't think so.
So they're still moving.
I don't
along
think
in
so.
the process.
And I actually don't know the actual reason why they pushed it out. It may be because they didn't meet their goal of the number of grants they wanted to award. That I'm just guessing.
Now, did they push it out or did they just extend it?
It's extended. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. Pushed out or extended. It's through February 2027.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bless you.
Website,
Who's updating the website? Who's talking about the website?
you have it on your thing,
Glad to talk about it, but.
you had it on your list.
Not me. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we are talking about the website and hearing about the website and moving forward. We're noting all the things that you wanna hear and see and find easily. And there are also things that we wanna find and can, and that's one of the things we're working on.
Gonna continue with the same website host? What I heard somebody's mentioning. possibly.
Amanda said you possibly were talking to.
We did speak to,
Oh, yeah,
and his prices were just,
yeah,
Astronomical.
oh my lord,
Yeah.
astronomical.
yeah, I just
Um,
talked with
important
her.
fact.
I don't, yeah. I think the current one can be used well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get together and
yeah,
see what we can tweak.
Yeah.
Alright,
but I do know that some other board members, have asked that the whole board be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. Report from annual AOT conference, Janine.
I attended the New York State Association of Towns. There you go. NYSA. Conference in New York City. I just came back Tuesday night. So I would love to tell you more specifically about some of the workshops, but there were many wonderful workshops. One on how the history of your municipality can really encourage tourism and boost your population and so on. So many of the workshops were really fantastic, and I will prepare to share more specifics with you and with the town board. We talked a lot about fiscal responsibility and learned a lot about fiscal responsibility. I remember taking those courses when I first joined the board, but there are always new things to learn and to reinforce. I was also the delegate, so I was able to vote on some of the resolutions that the organization put forth. There were 14 resolutions, they all passed. I provided the board with copies. And some of the really important ones, I think, are preserving and supporting home rule. That means we can make our own laws in our town, and people are really very committed to that in their towns. You know, they're finding that their towns are pressured by either the federal government or the state government for things to happen, but the local government really wants to take control of what happens in their town. So we really support that. Supporting highway, bridge, and transportation funding was another important one. Dedicating a funding program for municipal water and sewer infrastructure that's similar to the program that supports our highway departments. So we're hoping that that can move forward. Amending civil service rules so that the hiring process can be more efficient. Civil service is kind of like a dinosaur. It's like over 100 years old, and maybe we can make that work better for us. And providing towns with the negotiation authority for pilot programs, payment in lieu of taxes agreements. So several resolutions that were passed. The other benefit of attending the conference is meeting other council people and supervisors from other towns that share some of the same challenges that we have and how they're addressing it. And, you know, everything from small towns. Johnsburg which is really North Creek that I learned, and how, you know, their small population of 700 becomes a population of 6,000 because they have Gore Mountain in their, you know, in their municipality, and the benefits and the challenges around that. So just interfacing with all of the other municipalities, it was very beneficial. So I look forward to sharing more specific information about the conference.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve, Planning Board Chairman Michael Stabile to attend two conferences, Affordable Housing Summit and New York Planning Federation Annual Conference?
Make that motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, you want to discuss the warming center?
Yeah, so do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can start that.
Okay. So
yeah.
when we had that really cold snap, Murphy really initiated the question of, you know, how do people know where a warming center is? And so it was put on the website that it is the community center, the second floor where the library is. And there's an automatic generator, so you know that's gonna run even if we lose power. I feel like there should be a discussion about a backup plan for that, because the community center is oftentimes
Yeah.
used for activities. So it makes it unavailable to be a warming center if people need a warming center. So the only other building, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the only other town-owned building that has a automatic backup generator system is the highway department.
You're correct, and you turn into a liability issue with that.
Oh, I don't know about the liability.
There's too much equipment.
And they're in and out constantly during storms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I don't know if anybody else has any ideas about a backup for, you know, a warming center when people can't use the community center.
Would it be possible, I mean, to work with the library to open the doors of the library if needed?
Which the library's been very good when the
Yeah.
library's open. They've been very welcoming and everything as far as that.
But there's days at the library, you know,
Correct.
on a Sunday or something.
Correct.
The issue,
Yeah.
The issue, I mean, if there's an activity planned on a day of a snowstorm, either the activity is gonna be canceled or if the library is gonna be open, we're there. We can talk about, you know, I'm Claire Dunn, board president of the library. We can talk about, you know, providing open hours. Problem is then our staff has to
Correct.
be driving. So if the driving is the problem, you know, it's difficult, but we could
I mean,
make some arrangement.
I sort of think of when everyone thinks about a warming center, they always think about a storm or a snowstorm. And we live in a day and age where people are short on money, and sometimes you're not on automatic delivery and you're just cold and you need a place to go. And if you know, library's open, but if, you know, yeah.
Do we know if it's ever been used in that capacity?
Yes, because my neighbor told me.
I do know that there's a de facto warming center, which is the laundromat. And I know of many people that have spent nights in the laundromat. Because they either didn't know or couldn't get into
Right.
another town facility.
Another liability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge liability.
Like, they're not another staff.
About half the size of this room,
What about this room?
no generator.
Yeah.
What about the two rooms upstairs in the library, the two offices that are not being used by anybody? What
They
about
are.
those?
They are being used.
And
There's a-
every day, every night?
Not consistently every day or at night.
So if there's an activity going on in the general area, yeah.
That they could at least go walk into those two rooms.
Have you guys looked at the possibility of the basement of the library that used to be
Right.
where they do the wrestling program? It also
That
has
is
controlled
an
Yeah.
option.
So you could just unlock the staircase, to go
Yeah.
downstairs, unlock that wrestling door, and that's one big room.
There is
Yeah.
some storage down there.
Yeah.
But some of
There's big enough sections over on the side, yeah.
Yeah, because the one thing with the liability with the firehouse and that is heavy equipment. And it's been a few years since I was rec director, but downstairs it is relatively open and you probably could set something up, especially knowing in advance that a storm like we had.
We might need to have, I mean, there is, the library does have some storage space down there that's not locked. And, you know, so we have to.
So maybe we need to plan a site visit and take a look
Yeah.
at all
That's
that.
a good idea. It's a good, I'm the vice president of the library. I work with Claire. I think it's a good idea. I think there might be some ways to work around it and make it work. And then maybe even have supplies down, you know,
Mhm.
supplies down there, water and blankets and, you know, maybe pots, you know, that we could keep down there, just, you know, in case.
Was it, I believe, last or springtime, there was the emergency preparedness thing that Matt Dick went to.
Yes.
Was that, that's something that we should think about every year and then have maybe film that as well and have that information in that emergency preparedness. Because there's other reasons needed to have a place for people to stay other than just warming too. Throughout the year.
Cooling.
Cooling and warming, yeah.
Safety.
Yep. Okay, so we'll schedule a walkthrough on that. That is an option, basement. Can I get a motion to move into executive session with the town attorney and the assessor for a tax case issue?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Warren, is there anything gonna be decision?
Probably not.
Can I get a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well,